A recent meta-analysis, a massive review of 17 different studies involving over 500,000 people, published in the journal Heart, delivered a chilling verdict. It found that the people who ate the most fried food had a staggering 28% higher risk of major cardiovascular events, like a heart attack or stroke, compared to those who ate the least. 28%. That's not a small number. It's a silent danger lurking on the plates of millions of Americans every single day, especially when they're eating out. And for those of us over 60, that danger is magnified in ways you might not expect. Eating out should be one of the great pleasures of life, a time to connect with family and friends without the hassle of cooking or cleaning. But after the age of 60, the rules of the game change dramatically. The restaurant menu, once a source of delight, can become a minefield of hidden health risks. What was once a harmless indulgence can now pose a significant threat to your heart, your brain, and your very independence. You see, your body at 65 is not the same as it was at 35. Your metabolism has slowed. Your body's ability to process salt and sugar is different. And your systems are more sensitive to the triggers of chronic inflammation, a key driver of nearly every age-related disease. The convenient, seemingly innocent choices you make at a restaurant can have consequences that are far more severe now than they were decades ago. This isn't about fear-mongering, it's about empowerment. It's about understanding that the landscape has shifted, and your strategy for navigating it needs to shift as well. The biggest fear for so many of us is not just getting older, but losing our vitality, our sharpness, and our ability to live life on our own terms. And the wrong meal, chosen consistently over time, can silently accelerate that decline. A quick note, this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult your doctor before making changes to your health regimen. In this video, we are going to arm you with the critical knowledge you need to turn that restaurant minefield back into a source of pleasure and nourishment. We will count down the 5 absolute worst food categories you can order when eating out after 60, explaining exactly why they are so uniquely dangerous for an aging body. But we won't leave you there in a state of worry. We will then pivot and count down the 5 best restaurant foods to actively seek out. The meals that can help you build strength, sharpen your mind, and protect your health for the long haul. And I promise you, the number 1 food on our best list is a true game changer for senior health, packed with 2 distinct powerhouse nutrients that target the biggest health concerns after 60. You will not want to miss it. Before we dive into the danger list, what's the one restaurant meal you find yourself ordering most often? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. Alright, let's get into the 5 restaurant foods to strongly consider avoiding. We're starting our countdown with number 5. Worst food number 5 is any dish built on a mountain of creamy, refined carbohydrates. Think fettuccine alfredo, creamy tomato pasta, or a big bowl of mac and cheese. These dishes are the ultimate comfort food. They're rich, satisfying, and often feel like a warm hug on a plate. But for a body over 60, this comfort comes at a steep metabolic cost. The why after 60 factor here is all about blood sugar and inflammation. As we age, our bodies can become less efficient at managing blood sugar, a condition known as reduced insulin sensitivity. Refined carbohydrates, like white pasta, have been stripped of their fiber. As a result, they're digested very quickly, causing a rapid, dramatic spike in your blood sugar. Your pancreas then has to work overtime, pumping out insulin to manage this surge. Over time, this roller coaster can contribute to insulin resistance, a major stepping stone to type 2 diabetes. A 2020 meta-analysis published in the Romanian Journal of Diabetes, Nutrition, and Metabolic Diseases confirmed this, finding a significant positive link between high refined carbohydrate intake and the incidence of type 2 diabetes. The mechanism of damage goes even deeper. According to researchers at institutions like Johns Hopkins Medicine, this rapid spike in blood sugar is a pro-inflammatory event. Chronic, low-grade inflammation is a silent danger linked to arthritis, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. One study on older adults, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, found that women who consumed diets with the highest glycemic index, meaning foods that spike blood sugar the most, had a nearly threefold increased risk of death from inflammatory diseases over a 13-year period. Think about George, a 74-year-old from Pennsylvania. He loved his weekly Italian dinner, always ordering the chicken Alfredo. He complained of worsening joint pain and a brain fog he couldn't shake. His doctor warned him about his blood sugar, which was creeping into the pre-diabetic range. The combination of the heavy cream sauce, high in saturated fat, and the massive portion of refined white pasta was a perfect storm for inflammation and metabolic stress. The better swap? If you're craving Italian, look for dishes with whole grain pasta if available. Or better yet, choose a dish centered on grilled protein and vegetables, like chicken cacciatore or grilled fish with a side of steamed broccoli. The bottom line is this: those comforting bowls of creamy white pasta may be comforting your taste buds, but they are a source of metabolic concern for your body. Now for worst food number 4, diet sodas and artificially sweetened iced teas. This one catches so many people off guard. You've diligently avoided the sugary sodas, thinking you're making the healthy choice. The can says 0 sugar, 0 calories. It seems like the perfect guilt-free treat, but a growing body of research suggests this health halo may be hiding a potential risk. The specific danger for seniors revolves around both metabolic and cognitive health. While these drinks don't contain sugar, some studies suggest they may still disrupt the body's ability to regulate energy and glucose. More alarmingly, large-scale observational studies have pointed to a potential link between high consumption of artificially sweetened beverages and serious health events. For instance, a study in the Journal of General Internal Medicine revealed that regularly drinking diet soda could increase a senior's risk of heart attacks and strokes. The mechanism isn't fully understood, but some theories suggest that artificial sweeteners may alter our gut bacteria or even trick our brain's sweetness receptors, potentially affecting appetite and sugar cravings down the line. But the most concerning evidence points toward the brain. A large prospective cohort study from the Framingham Heart Study, published in the journal Stroke, followed nearly 1,500 people over the age of 60 for 10 years. The researchers found that people who drank at least one artificially sweetened beverage daily were nearly 3 times as likely to develop Alzheimer's disease or other forms of dementia compared to those who drank none. It's critical to note, as the researchers do, that this is an association, not proven causation. It could be that people with existing health issues, like diabetes, are more likely to choose diet drinks in the first place. However, the strength of the association is a serious red flag. Consider Linda, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. She drank 2 or 3 diet colas every day, believing it was a harmless habit. She was struggling with her memory and was terrified of cognitive decline, as her mother had suffered from dementia. While many factors contribute to brain health, her doctor strongly advised her to eliminate the diet sodas as a precautionary step. The better swap is simple: sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime, or unsweetened iced herbal tea. The bottom line? Don't be fooled by the diet label. The long-term effects of these artificial sweeteners are still being investigated, and the preliminary data suggests a potential risk that, for seniors, may not be worth taking. Coming in at number 3 on our list of foods to avoid is the classic processed meat sandwich. This includes things like a deli-style turkey sub, a hot pastrami or Reuben, or even a simple ham and cheese. They are the definition of a quick and easy lunch. You can find them everywhere. They're relatively inexpensive, and they seem like a reasonable choice, especially if you get it on wheat bread. But lurking within those convenient layers is a dual threat that is particularly concerning after 60: carcinogenic compounds and extreme sodium. The World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer classified processed meat, which includes any meat preserved by smoking, curing, or salting, like deli turkey, ham, and bacon, as a Group 1 carcinogen. This is the same category as tobacco and asbestos. This doesn't mean it's as dangerous, but it means the evidence linking it to cancer is just as strong. According to the American Institute for Cancer Research, chemicals like nitrates and nitrites, which are added as preservatives, can form cancer-causing compounds in the body. Furthermore, heme iron, found naturally in red meats like roast beef and corned beef, can damage the lining of the colon. The Cancer Council of Australia puts this into perspective with a shocking statistic. Consuming just 50 grams of processed meat a day, that's equivalent to about 2 slices of deli ham, increases the risk of colorectal cancer by 18%. Let's look at Robert, a 72-year-old from Texas who loved his daily turkey sandwich from the local sub shop. He thought he was being healthy, but deli turkey is not the same as the turkey you roast at home. It's a processed meat, often injected with solutions containing sodium and preservatives. This brings us to the second dagger: the sodium. A single deli sandwich can easily contain over 1,500 milligrams of sodium, which is the entire optimal daily limit recommended by the American Heart Association for most adults. For seniors whose blood vessels may be less flexible and whose kidneys may be less efficient at filtering excess salt, this sodium bomb is a direct assault on cardiovascular health. The CDC is clear that most of the sodium Americans consume comes from processed and restaurant foods, with sandwiches being a primary source. This relentless high sodium intake is a major contributor to hypertension, or high blood pressure, a silent condition that dramatically increases the risk of a debilitating stroke or heart attack. The better swap? Instead of a processed meat sandwich, look for a sandwich made with fresh, grilled chicken breast. Or even better, a large salad topped with that same grilled chicken. The bottom line is that the convenience of a deli sandwich is not worth the long-term risk associated with carcinogenic compounds and blood pressure spiking sodium levels. We're at number 2, and this one is a major culprit of poor health in America: the deep-fried platter. This is your fried chicken basket, your fish and chips, your fried shrimp or calamari. It's crispy, it's savory, it's delicious. For many, it's the ultimate indulgence when eating out. But this indulgence becomes a high-stakes gamble for your cardiovascular system after the age of 60. The Y after 60 factor is a perfect storm of unhealthy fats, inflammation, and cellular damage. When foods are deep-fried, especially in the vegetable oils commonly used in restaurants like soybean, corn, or canola oil, 2 very bad things happen. First, the food absorbs a massive amount of fat, skyrocketing its calorie content. Second, the high heat can create trans fats, a type of fat so dangerous that it's been banned in many places, but can still be created during the frying process. According to the Cleveland Clinic, these fats are known to raise your LDL, or bad cholesterol, while simultaneously lowering your HDL, or good cholesterol, directly contributing to the buildup of plaque in your arteries. The mechanism of damage is relentless. A 2019 study published in the prestigious medical journal of the BMJ followed over 100,000 postmenopausal women. It found that women who ate one or more servings of fried chicken a day had a 13% higher risk of death from any cause, and a 12% higher risk of heart-related death compared to those who ate no fried food. For fried fish, the risk of heart-related death was 13% higher. The damage isn't just about cholesterol. As explained by experts at Atrius Health, frying in these processed seed oils at high temperatures produces dangerous chemical compounds called aldehydes. Research from De Montfort University in England showed a typical meal of fish and chips could contain 100 to 200 times more toxic aldehydes than the safe daily limit set by the World Health Organization. These compounds are linked to heart disease and contribute to oxidative stress, which damages your cells. Furthermore, fried foods trigger a powerful inflammatory response in the body, causing the immune system to release pro-inflammatory proteins called cytokines, which only adds fuel to the fire of chronic disease. The better swap is obvious, but crucial. Look for the same proteins prepared differently. Ask for grilled, baked, or broiled fish or chicken. The bottom line: the temporary pleasure of that crispy coating is a terrible trade-off for the long-term damage to your heart and arteries. And now, the number one worst food to order when eating out after 60. This one is the most insidious of all, because it often masquerades as a healthy choice. The number one worst thing to order is a deceptively salty, healthy option, like a large bowl of soup or a sauced-up light entree. You skip the burger and fries, you avoid the creamy pasta, and you order the chicken noodle soup or the teriyaki salmon, thinking you're making a wise decision. But you could be consuming more than a full day's worth of sodium in a single sitting without even realizing it. The danger here is its hidden nature and its direct, devastating impact on blood pressure. The typical American diet, according to the National Academies of Science, contains over 3,400 milligrams of sodium per day, while the American Heart Association recommends an ideal limit of just 1,500 milligrams for most adults. And the CDC confirms that the vast majority of this sodium comes from restaurant and processed foods. A single large bowl of soup at a popular chain restaurant can contain over 2,000 milligrams of sodium. A seemingly healthy chicken or fish entree, once it's covered in a glaze, teriyaki, or barbecue sauce, can easily top 2,500 or even 3,000 milligrams. For a senior, this is a metabolic emergency. As we age, our blood vessels can become stiffer and our kidneys less efficient. A massive influx of sodium forces your body to retain water to dilute it, increasing the volume of blood in your bloodstream. This increased volume pushes against the walls of your already stiffening arteries, causing a sharp spike in blood pressure. Doing this day after day, week after week, is like constantly overinflating a tire. Eventually, something has to give. This is why hypertension is a leading risk factor for both heart attack and stroke, two of the most feared events that can rob a senior of their independence in an instant. Take Mary, a 77-year-old from Florida. She was diligent about her health, but her blood pressure remained stubbornly high despite her medication. Her food diary revealed she was eating soup for lunch from a restaurant several times a week. She was shocked to learn that her healthy, lentil soup contained nearly 1,800 milligrams of sodium. By switching to making her own low-sodium soups at home, she saw a significant improvement in her blood pressure readings within a month. The better swap: when ordering, specifically ask for sauces and dressings on the side. Choose entrees that are described as grilled, baked, or steamed without a heavy glaze. And be extremely wary of soups. The bottom line: sodium is the single most pervasive and dangerous hidden ingredient in restaurant food. Always assume it's there in high amounts, unless you can prove otherwise. Okay, let's take a breath. We've just gone through a list of some serious health hazards that are incredibly common on restaurant menus. It can feel overwhelming, even a little scary, but I want you to pivot your thinking right now. The purpose of this information is not to make you afraid of eating out. It's to make you the most informed person at the table. Knowledge is not about restriction, it's about control. You now understand the hidden dangers of refined carbs, artificial sweeteners, processed meats, inflammatory oils, and excessive sodium. You are now equipped to see a menu not as a list of temptations, but as a series of choices. And making the right choices, as we're about to see, can be one of the most powerful forms of medicine you can give your body. The path to vitality and longevity isn't about what you can't have. It's about what you choose to embrace. But before we get to the transformative foods you should be ordering, let's bust a huge myth that holds so many seniors back. This is a pattern interrupt, a quick break to reset your attention and deliver a crucial piece of wisdom. The myth is this: as you get older, you need less protein. This is one of the most dangerous misconceptions about senior nutrition. The truth is, in many cases, you actually need more protein than a younger person. Here's why. After about age 40, we all begin to experience an age-related loss of muscle mass and strength, a condition called sarcopenia. According to the Administration for Community Living, this decline can lead to frailty, disability, and a loss of independence. Protein is the fundamental building block of muscle, and as we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing the protein we eat to build and maintain that muscle, a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. To overcome this resistance and fight sarcopenia, research increasingly shows that older adults need a higher protein intake. While the standard recommendation is 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, the PROT-AGE study group, a panel of international experts, recommends that healthy older adults consume 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram. And for those with chronic conditions or who are active, it could be as high as 1.5 grams. This isn't just a number. It's your key to staying strong, preventing falls, and maintaining your ability to live a full, active life. So, forget the myth. Prioritizing protein is one of the most powerful things you can do for your health after 60, and that brings us perfectly to our best list. Let's begin the countdown of the 5 best restaurant foods to order to build a stronger, healthier, and more resilient body. Starting with number 5 on our best list, legume-based dishes. This means things like a hearty black bean soup, a lentil stew, or a side of chickpeas. Legumes are often overlooked on a menu, but for seniors, they are a nutritional goldmine. They are one of the best sources of dietary fiber on the planet. Why is this so critical after 60? Our digestive systems naturally slow down with age, making constipation a common and uncomfortable problem. According to UCLA Health, a lack of fiber is a primary cause. Fiber is the key to preventing this. A meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials published in the journal Foods in 2025 found that while fiber didn't always increase stool frequency, it significantly reduced the need for laxatives in older adults with chronic constipation. It works by adding bulk to the stool and feeding the beneficial bacteria in your gut. A single cup of cooked lentils, for example, contains over 15 grams of fiber, which is more than half the daily recommended amount for women over 50, as stated by the Mayo Clinic. The mechanism of healing goes beyond just digestion. The soluble fiber in beans and lentils forms a gel-like substance in your digestive tract, which can help lower LDL, or bad, cholesterol levels. It also slows the absorption of sugar, which helps prevent the dangerous blood sugar spikes we talked about earlier. Let's imagine a success story. Consider Robert from our earlier example, who used to love processed meat sandwiches. He started swapping his daily sub for a bowl of black bean soup from the same deli. Within a few weeks, He noticed his digestion was more regular than it had been in years, and he felt lighter and more energetic in the afternoons, free from the post-lunch slump. Practical integration is easy. Look for soups that are broth-based, not cream-based, to avoid excess fat and calories. Ask if the chili is bean-heavy, or simply order a side of beans or a chickpea salad to accompany your main course. This is a simple, powerful way to support your digestive health and stabilize your energy levels. Coming in at number 4 on the best list is a salad built on a foundation of dark, leafy greens. I'm not talking about a sad little sign salad with iceberg lettuce. I'm talking about a main course salad loaded with spinach, kale, or Swiss chard. These greens are some of the most nutrient-dense foods you can eat, and they are packed with compounds that directly combat the aging process. The primary benefit after 60 is their incredible antioxidant and anti-inflammatory power. Our bodies are under constant assault from oxidative stress, a process that damages our cells and contributes to aging and chronic disease. Dark leafy greens are rich in antioxidants like carotenoids, which, as the National Council on Aging notes, have been shown to protect the eyes from oxidative damage. They are also loaded with vitamin C, which supports heart health, and vitamin K, which plays a major role in maintaining bone density and preventing osteoporosis. The mechanism of healing is profound. These greens help to quiet the chronic inflammation that underlies so many age-related conditions. A diet rich in these powerful plants can help soothe aching joints, protect your blood vessels, and support your immune system. Think of Mary, 68, from Florida, who used to suffer from chronic knee pain. She made a conscious effort to have a large spinach salad, topped with some grilled chicken for lunch, several times a week. Over time, she noticed a real reduction in her daily aches and pains. The powerful anti-inflammatory compounds in the spinach were helping to calm the fire in her joints. When you're at a restaurant, practical integration means making the salad the star of the show. Look for a spinach or kale salad as a base, and then add other healthy toppings. But be careful. The dressing can be a trap. Many restaurant dressings are loaded with sugar, unhealthy oils, and sodium. Always ask for a simple olive oil and vinegar or lemon vinaigrette on the side, so you can control how much you use. At number 3, we have a direct and powerful solution to the sarcopenia we discussed in our Mythbuster segment, simply prepared lean proteins. This means a grilled chicken breast, a baked turkey patty, or a broiled pork loin. No heavy breading, no creamy sauces, just high-quality protein cooked in a healthy way. This is your number 1 weapon for building and maintaining precious muscle mass. As we've established, older adults need more protein to stimulate muscle growth. According to a literature review in the journal Nutrients, evidence suggests that protein intake of 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, combined with exercise, is more beneficial for preventing age-related declines in muscle mass and strength. A single 6-ounce grilled chicken breast can provide around 50 grams of high-quality protein, a massive step toward hitting that daily goal. The mechanism of healing here is direct. Protein is made up of amino acids, the building blocks your body uses to repair and build tissues, including muscle. Leucine, an amino acid found in abundance in animal proteins like chicken and turkey, is particularly effective at flipping the on switch for muscle protein synthesis. A randomized controlled trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that protein supplementation improved physical performance in frail elderly people. Imagine George, 74, who we talked about earlier. He swapped his inflammatory fettuccine alfredo for the grilled chicken piccata on the menu. He's getting a fantastic source of lean protein to support his muscle strength. with a light lemon and caper sauce instead of a heavy inflammatory cream sauce. He feels stronger during his daily walks and has more confidence in his balance. Practical integration at a restaurant is straightforward. Scan the menu for words like grilled, baked, roasted, or broiled. Avoid anything described as crispy, breaded, creamy, or smothered. Ask for any sauces on the side. Pairing your lean protein with a double order of steamed vegetables makes for a nearly perfect anti-aging meal. The number 2 best food to order is a side of steamed cruciferous vegetables. This powerful family of vegetables includes broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and cabbage. While all vegetables are good for you, this particular group contains unique compounds that offer exceptional protective benefits for the aging body. The key benefit is their powerful detoxification and cancer-fighting properties. Cruciferous vegetables are rich in compounds called glucosinolates. When you chew and digest these vegetables, these compounds are converted into other molecules, like sulforaphane, which have been studied extensively for their health benefits. According to the National Council on Aging, these phytochemicals may help prevent cancer. They work by supporting the body's natural detoxification pathways, helping to neutralize harmful substances before they can damage your cells. The mechanism of healing is multifaceted. Beyond their cancer-protective properties, these vegetables are also fantastic sources of fiber for digestive health and vitamin C for immune support. A cup of boiled broccoli, for instance, contains 5 grams of fiber and more than a full day's worth of vitamin C. Consider Linda, 68, who was worried about her cognitive health. She started making sure that every time she ordered fish or chicken at a restaurant, she asked for a side of steamed broccoli instead of potatoes. She knew that protecting her body from cellular damage was a key part of protecting her brain in the long run. The anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects of the sulforaphane were providing a layer of defense for her entire system. Practical integration is simple. Most restaurants offer steamed broccoli or a vegetable medley as a side dish. Don't be afraid to ask to substitute it for the fries or rice that might come with your meal. It's one of the easiest and most powerful upgrades you can make to any restaurant plate. And now, the number 1 best food you can order at a restaurant after the age of 60? This is the one I promised you at the beginning. It's a true nutritional superstar that directly targets the 2 biggest health concerns for seniors: the loss of muscle mass and the decline in brain and heart health. The number 1 best food is grilled salmon, wild-caught if possible. Salmon is the total package. It delivers a 1-2 punch of high-quality, easily digestible protein to fight sarcopenia, and a massive dose of anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids to protect your brain and your heart. Let's break it down. First, the protein. A typical 6-ounce fillet of salmon provides around 40 grams of premium protein, rich in all the essential amino acids your body needs to maintain and build muscle. As we've learned, this is absolutely critical for staying strong and independent. But the real magic of salmon lies in its fat content. It is one of the world's best sources of the omega-3 fatty acids, EPA, and DHA. These fats are literal building blocks for your brain cells. As Healthline reports, lower levels of DHA in the blood of older adults have been associated with smaller brain size, a sign of accelerated brain aging. A systematic review in the journal Nutrients compiled evidence from 25 randomized controlled trials and concluded that omega-3 supplementation can protect against neurodegeneration in older adults. These incredible fats also have powerful anti-inflammatory effects throughout the body, which is why they are so strongly linked to heart health. They can help lower blood pressure, reduce triglycerides, and keep your arteries healthy. A success story? Think of any senior who makes fatty fish a regular part of their diet. They are actively feeding their brain the raw materials it needs to stay sharp, while simultaneously protecting their heart and building their strength. Practical integration is easy. Salmon is on the menu at countless restaurants. Just make sure you order it grilled, baked, or broiled, never fried. Pair it with a side of steamed asparagus or a spinach salad for a meal that is about as close to a fountain of youth as you can get on a plate. So there you had it. The choice, as always, is yours. On one hand, you have foods that can accelerate inflammation, spike your blood sugar, and put your heart and brain at risk. On the other, you have foods that build muscle, fight inflammation, protect your brain, and support your longevity. Aging with vitality is not a matter of luck. It's a matter of making informed, deliberate choices, one meal at a time. The power is truly on your plate. I want to empower you to take one small step today. And next time you eat out, make a conscious choice. Remove one of the harmful items from your order and replace it with one of the healing options we discussed. That one small decision, repeated over time, is how you build a long, healthy, and vibrant life. Which of the foods on our list surprised you the most today? Was it the hidden danger of diet soda or the muscle-building power of protein? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more research-backed health advice for seniors. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.